Hey everybody, I'm here today to talk to you about driving on the highway. I'm going to be telling you which lane you should use. Let's get right to it. As you can see right here, I have some highway lanes. Now, basically, I've labeled these lanes 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there's also this M, because this is the merging lane. So this little pink piece of paper is going to represent the car. That's why it has a C on it. So basically, when you're entering the highway, you're going to be in the merging lane. And you are going to make your way into lane number 1. So with that being said, if you're already on the highway before you hit this merging lane, so if you're already driving from a previous exit, if you're driving on the highway, you should not be driving in lane number 1. Because if you're driving in lane number 1, you're going to prevent these people from merging on properly. So with that being said, lane number 1 is mainly used for merging. Almost 100% of the time it should be used and reserved for merging. So basically what happens is someone in a theoretical situation merges into lane number 1 from the merging lane, and then they have to get out of lane number 1, so they should move into lane 2 and then possibly into lane 3, okay? So lanes 2 and 3 are basically used for consistent driving on the highway. If you are driving to multiple exits, if you're driving on the highway for a long time through multiple exits, past multiple exits, you want to be in lanes 2 and 3, okay? So you're going to just constantly be driving in lane 2 or 3. Now, lane 4 is not supposed to be used for driving. You shouldn't be just cruising down lane 4. It is a passing lane. So let's say you're in lane 3 right here, and there's a car right here in front of you, and you want to pass that car. You would go into lane 4, speed up, and then back into lane 3 and pass the car like that. That is the main use of the 4 lanes. Now, there's also another time that you can drive in lane 1. Let's say you are about to exit the highway. So you're driving in lane 2 and your exit is coming up in just a very short while. You would merge into lane 1 way after the merge, meaning all of these cars would have already merged into lane 1 and then they would be moving into lane 2. You would go to lane 1 and you would drive in lane 1 until you merge off of the highway, until you exit the highway. So it's actually really easy, okay? Let's just sum it up. The merging lane is when you come onto the highway, and then lane 1 should be free. So you should merge into lane 1, and then you should move into lane 2, or even possibly lane 3. And you're going to be driving in those lanes until you need to exit off. When you need to exit off the highway, you're going to make your way back into lane 1, and then you're going to exit off. Lane 4 is only used, it should only be used for passing. Meaning if you're in lane 3, and even if there are, let's say, like 2 or 3 cars in front of you, and you want to pass them, you're going to go into lane 4, speed up, pass them, and back into lane 3. That's really not the way that it usually works. In most places, most people don't obey these etiquette rules, but that's the way that it should work. That is how highway driving should be done. There would be less traffic. Despite not using these 2 lanes for regular driving, there would actually be less traffic because there would be less slowing down and there would be less of something called a traffic snake. So even though we would be using 2 fewer lanes, because people use these lanes to drive in on a regular basis, we would not be using these lanes. We would only be using 2 lanes, but it would be a consistent flow. There would be less traffic. But that's basically it. In this video, I have spoken to you about highway driving, and I've told you which lane to use. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.